The story begins with a terrifying storm hitting a plane in the middle of a flight. Our main character Linda is returning from a business trip with her coworkers and friends. Everything seems normal at first, but suddenly the plane starts shaking violently. Just seconds later, a massive explosion happens inside the aircraft. The passengers who are not wearing seat belts are thrown around badly. Right after that, a part of the cabin breaks open because of the pressure. Strong winds rush inside, and some people are pulled straight out of the plane. In the middle of all this chaos, the manager grabs Linda's leg tightly to save his own life. At the same time, another man tries to move toward the boss for help, but the boss cruelly pushes him away toward the opening. While falling, the man grabs the manager's leg, which completely destroys his balance, and both of them fall out of the plane together. Linda is still trying to understand what just happened when she suddenly notices darkness covering everything around her. The plane is now completely out of control and falling straight toward the ocean. Luckily, the angle of the crash prevents the plane from exploding immediately, and Linda survives the impact. But her problems are far from over. Water quickly starts rushing inside the aircraft, so Linda immediately unbuckles her seat belt and swims outside before it is too late. Even after surviving the crash, she feels no relief because she is now trapped in the middle of a huge, endless ocean with no one around her. After some time, she notices a small island far away. Using all her remaining strength, she starts swimming toward it. By morning, she somehow manages to reach the island alive. For now, she is safe, but she has no idea that the real danger is only beginning. After walking a short distance, she notices a man lying near the shore. She quickly runs toward him and realizes that the man is none other than her boss, Bradley. He also survived the crash and was carried to the island by the ocean waves while unconscious. During the fall, his leg was badly broken, but out of everyone else, he is the only other survivor. Even then, Linda is not happy to see him, because he is the person she hates the most in the entire company. The reason Linda hated Bradley so much was because she was the most talented employee in the strategy department. She had worked extremely hard and had almost earned a promotion to manager after gaining the trust of the old boss. But just before her official joining, the old boss suddenly died, and his son Bradley became the new owner of the company. The moment he took control, he canceled Linda's promotion and gave the position to his useless best friend instead. Not only that, Bradley and his friends often insulted Linda and tried to embarrass her in front of everyone. Remembering all of this, Linda first thinks about leaving him there to die. But then another thought comes into her mind. She believes that if she saves his life and helps him survive, maybe she can become manager again after returning home. Because of this, she decides to help him. Linda quickly picks up a sharp stone and starts cutting large banana leaves. After that, she uses tree branches to make a simple frame and ties leaves, and sticks together with vines to build a small shelter. Once the place is protected from the sunlight, she starts thinking about water. She digs a hole in the sand and places coconut shells inside it. Then she covers the top with leaves. After some time, it starts raining heavily, and she easily collects clean drinking water. As soon as the rain stops, the weather becomes clear again, and after many hours, Bradley finally wakes up. Linda immediately goes to him and gives him water to drink. When Bradley learns that Linda saved his life, he awkwardly thanks her. After that, Linda shows her survival skills in front of him. She rubs pieces of wood together to make fire, and soon she even catches a fish and cooks it. But for Bradley, who has spent his whole life surrounded by luxury and comfort, the fish looks disgusting. Even then, because he is starving, he is forced to eat the plain fish without salt or spices. Linda, however, has no problem with this kind of life. In fact, even after getting trapped on the island, she feels strangely happy because for the first time there is nobody around to insult her or look down on her. She feels like she could stay in this place peacefully for many days. Slowly, several days pass by, and the effect of the island life starts becoming clearly visible on both of them. On one side, Linda had started feeling happy even with small things on the island, but Bradley only wanted to escape from this place as quickly as possible. One day, he asks Linda why she still has not made a big SOS signal near the shore or created a larger fire so that someone passing by could notice the island. According to him, this should have been the first thing she needed to do, but Linda had done nothing like that. Instead of understanding her efforts, Bradley suddenly starts shouting at her in anger. He accuses her of pretending to care for him and says she is only acting like she is helping him. Even though he is helpless because of his broken leg, he still behaves as if Linda is supposed to serve him no matter what. Hearing all this, Linda finally understands that simple kindness and loyalty will never make Bradley value her. She realizes that he will only understand her importance after facing real pain and struggle himself. Thinking this, Linda quietly gets up and leaves him alone without saying a single word. At first, Bradley keeps mocking her and acts arrogantly as if she will definitely come back soon. But after some time passes, he slowly starts realizing how serious the situation really is. Even then, his ego does not let him admit his mistake, and he keeps waiting for Linda to return on her own. While doing this, an entire day passes by. Slowly, his pride starts breaking. But even by night, Linda still does not return. Late at night, a powerful storm hits the island, and within moments the small shelter Linda built gets destroyed by the strong winds. The next morning, the burning sunlight makes things even worse. Because of the extreme heat and lack of water, Bradley becomes badly dehydrated and eventually faints. After making him suffer enough, Linda finally returns carrying fresh water with her. The moment Bradley sees her, he quickly grabs the water and starts drinking desperately without thinking about anything else. At that moment, he finally understands that he is completely dependent on Linda and cannot treat her like his servant anymore. But then his eyes fall on a sharp spear Linda has prepared. She plans to use it for hunting a dangerous wild boar living in the jungle. Bradley knows that the animal is extremely deadly, so he immediately tells Linda not to go into the forest. Deep down, he now realizes that if anything happens to Linda, his own life will also be in danger. But Linda ignores everything Bradley says and walks straight into the jungle alone. While quietly searching for the wild boar, the dangerous animal suddenly attacks her from nowhere and throws her into the air with a powerful hit. Luckily, a fallen tree comes in front of the boar at the perfect moment, stopping it from attacking again directly. This gives Linda enough time to quickly get up and run away. But as soon as the boar catches her smell, it starts chasing her again. While following the trail, the animal only finds pieces of torn clothes lying on the ground. Before the boar can understand what is happening, Linda suddenly attacks from the side and pushes the spear deep into its body. The pain drives the animal completely mad. In anger, the boar bends and breaks the spear, then charges toward Linda again in a blind rage. In the middle of this deadly situation, Linda quickly places a wooden stick in front of herself to protect against the attack. After a dangerous struggle, Linda finally manages to kill the wild boar. When Bradley sees the cut-off head of the animal, he becomes completely shocked. For the first time, he realizes that Linda is actually extremely dangerous and strong. From that moment, Bradley starts feeling scared of her. A few days later, while searching through the jungle again, Linda discovers a waterfall with fresh, clean water that can be drunk directly. Finally, she no longer has to worry about finding water, and this discovery gives her a huge sense of relief. But her happiness does not last very long because suddenly she hears the loud sound of an engine from far away. The moment she hears it, Linda immediately runs toward the sound. When she reaches the shore, she sees a boat in the distance, and for the first time, real hope appears in her eyes. But just as she is about to scream for help, she suddenly stops herself. She realizes that if she returns home, she will once again be trapped in the same boring and painful life. She will have to work under another boss, obey orders every day, and listen to insults again and again. But if she stays on this island, she will be free. She will not have to listen to anyone, and she will be able to live exactly the way she wants. Lost in these thoughts, Linda finally decides that she does not want to leave the island at all. Because of this, she quickly hides herself and silently watches the boat disappear into the distance. After returning, she does not tell Bradley anything about what happened. But Bradley is only listening to Linda because he has no other choice. Deep inside, he never wanted to stay on this island forever. After spending 2 weeks living like this in the wild, he has completely changed, and now his patience is finally starting to break. He tells Linda that they should build a raft so he can somehow reach a nearby boat and get someone's attention for rescue. But the moment Linda hears this idea, she refuses immediately and says that making a raft would be far too dangerous. Hearing this, Bradley finally explodes in anger because ever since they became trapped on the island, Linda has not listened to a single thing he said. Unable to control himself anymore, he decides to separate from Linda completely. He plans to build his own camp and create a raft by himself. But the moment he starts working alone, he quickly realizes that survival is much harder than he imagined. He does not even know how to properly make a fire, and because of his broken leg, he cannot travel very far either. With no other option, he starts collecting rainwater inside coconut shells just to survive. Somehow, he manages to build a tiny shelter and writes the word help on the sand while waiting for rescue. But even after 2 whole days pass, nobody appears from the ocean. Slowly, hunger starts driving him crazy, and in desperation, he even tries to eat insects nearby. But the moment he puts them in his mouth, he feels so disgusted that he immediately throws up. On the other side, Linda has already found better food and is peacefully enjoying delicious meals without any problem. Looking at his miserable condition, Bradley's pride finally shatters completely. Feeling ashamed, he kneels down in front of Linda despite his injured leg and sincerely apologizes to her. Seeing his completely changed behavior, Linda starts laughing, and finally she allows him to join her again. Even after feeling so humiliated, Bradley was still helpless deep inside, so so he quietly started waiting for the right opportunity. After almost half a month passed, his condition slowly began improving. One day, Linda took him to the highest point on the island. Reaching that place was difficult, but the view from the top was beautiful. Linda explained that the real danger of the island was hidden inside these beautiful-looking areas. Then she picked some berry-like fruits growing near the path and told Bradley that they contained poison strong enough to numb the human body. To prove it, she rubbed the juice of the fruit onto her arm, and within moments red rashes started appearing on her skin. As they continued walking, Linda pointed toward rocks marked like a giant X and explained that everything beyond that point was filled with sharp thorns and poisonous vines. Because of this, she gave Bradley a serious warning and told him never to go there looking for supplies. The moment Bradley heard this, a clever idea suddenly came into his mind. While returning, he pretended to be tired and slowly sat down near the poisonous berries. As soon as he secretly picked a few of them, the ground suddenly collapsed beneath Linda, and she fell deep below. In reality, the surface only looked strong from above, but underneath it was completely weak and hollow. Bradley panicked immediately and quickly tried pulling her back up. Even though he hated Linda in many ways, he still could not watch her die like that. After struggling for some time, he finally managed to save her life. For the very first time, Linda silently started trusting Bradley without saying a single word. A few days later, a powerful storm hit the ocean again. Their shelter near the shore was completely destroyed by the violent winds, and falling trees made the situation even worse. Luckily, they had already discovered a nearby cave earlier. Because of this, both of them quickly ran there and hid safely inside. At that moment, both of them were completely soaked with rainwater. To survive the freezing cold, they had no choice but to remove their wet clothes and sleep close together for warmth. Because of this closeness, Linda slowly started developing feelings for Bradley. Soon, Bradley also became skilled at recognizing every poisonous fruit hidden inside the jungle. To show his new survival skills and also thank Linda for everything she had done, Bradley decided to cook dinner himself that night. Linda agreed without thinking too much and gave him a chance. Surprisingly, the food he prepared actually tasted very good. But the moment Linda ate a small amount of it, she suddenly started feeling dizzy and her vision slowly became blurry. Within seconds, she completely lost balance and collapsed onto the ground. Bradley did not even look back at her. Instead, he immediately ran toward the jungle. After some time, he returned while dragging a small wooden boat behind him. The truth was that Bradley had already realized Linda never wanted to leave the island. Because of this, he had secretly built the boat in advance, and the moment he got the perfect opportunity, he used poisonous fruits to knock her unconscious. Now he happily pushed the dirty little boat into the water and quickly started moving toward the open ocean without looking back. But he did not get very far because suddenly, a massive wave crashed into the boat and completely destroyed it. Before he could react, an even larger wave rose from the sea and dragged him deep into the water. Luckily, he had not traveled too far from the shore. The moment Linda regained consciousness, she quickly rushed into the water and pulled Bradley back to safety. As soon as he woke up, Bradley started panicking and repeatedly apologized to her. But Linda said nothing at all. She silently handed him a cooked crab to eat. Without thinking twice, Bradley quickly ate it because of hunger. But only a short time later, his mouth suddenly started feeling strangely numb. Within moments, the numbness began spreading through his entire body, and Bradley could not understand what was happening to him. That was when Linda calmly revealed the truth. She explained that the crab contained the poison of a blue-ringed octopus, a deadly toxin that can paralyze the human body within seconds and leave a person unable to move even if they want to. In reality, Linda had done all of this to teach Bradley a lesson for betraying her. After saying this, she slowly picked up a knife, heated it over the fire, and then immediately pulled down Bradley's pants. Step by step, she moved closer to him and silently made him understand what she was about to do next. Seeing this, Bradley became completely terrified. Suddenly, Linda swung the knife, and in the very next second blood splashed everywhere, even covering Bradley's neck in red. Watching his reaction, Linda slowly started smiling. Then she showed him what she had actually cut. It was not a human body part at all, but only a rat. She had done all of this just to scare Bradley so badly that he would never dare betray her again. Linda's cleverness and the knife in her hand completely destroyed the last bit of Bradley's pride, and after that he started obeying her without arguing or asking questions. But Linda could not enjoy this control for very long. One day, while searching the island for supplies, she suddenly heard the sound of an engine once again coming from far away. This time, the people on the boat had already noticed her too. As the boat slowly came closer, Linda realized that the woman standing there was none other than Bradley's fiancée, Zuri. In reality, the rescue teams had already given up searching for Bradley, but Zuri had refused to lose hope. She kept searching the same area again and again, and finally her search had brought her to this island. Linda forced a smile onto her face and acted happy to see Zuri. Then, with no other choice left, she told her that Bradley was still alive. But deep inside, Linda still did not want to leave the island at all. Now Zuri and the guide who came with her both knew the truth that Bradley was alive. Because of this, Linda secretly made a dangerous decision in her mind. She lied and told them that she knew a shortcut through the island. Then she started leading both of them in another direction. After some time, she brought them near a dangerous cliff where she herself had almost died before. Then Linda pretended to stop and tie her shoelaces while telling Zuri and the guide to keep walking ahead. The moment Zuri stepped forward, the ground suddenly collapsed beneath her and she started falling straight down. In reality, this had all been part of Linda's plan to kill both of them. But luckily for the guide, only Zuri fell into the trap while he remained alive. At that moment, Linda became lost in deep thoughts, unable to decide what she should do next. After some time, Linda returned to Bradley completely alone, and the truth about what happened to the other two people was going to be revealed very soon. After coming back from the cliff, Linda was slowly breaking apart from the inside. She could not believe what she had almost done. Just then, Bradley came to her and asked her to go into the jungle with him to bring food. But Linda made an excuse about feeling sick and clearly refused to go. The moment he got the chance, Bradley quietly picked up a knife and went into the jungle alone without saying anything. After entering deeper into the forest, he decided to hunt for food. After following tracks for some time, he finally spotted a small wild boar. He slowly moved closer toward it, but suddenly his eyes fell on the ground nearby. The place where the boar was digging in the dirt had something horrifying hidden underneath. A human hand was sticking out from the soil. The moment Bradley moved closer and looked carefully, he became completely shocked because the hand belonged to his own fiancée, Zuri. The ring on her finger was the exact same engagement ring he had given her himself. The moment the truth became clear, Bradley's anger exploded completely, and he immediately started running back toward Linda. As soon as Linda saw him coming toward her, she became nervous for a second. Holding the ring in his hand, Bradley angrily asked her why she had done this. The moment Linda saw the ring, she instantly understood everything. To save herself, she quickly claimed that it had all been an accident, but Bradley did not believe a single word she said. Realizing the situation was getting out of control, Linda slowly moved her hand toward her waist to grab her knife, but Bradley had already secretly stolen it earlier. Seeing this, Linda panicked and immediately turned around and ran deep into the jungle. Bradley quickly chased after her. When Linda realized she had almost no way left to escape, she suddenly came up with another plan. At the same moment, Bradley noticed her shadow behind a tree and rushed toward it. But when he reached there, he found only Linda's shoes lying on the ground. The shoelaces were missing, which instantly made him feel that something was wrong. Suddenly, Linda jumped on him from behind and wrapped the shoelaces tightly around his neck, making it almost impossible for Bradley to breathe. Bradley used all his strength to break free, but Linda refused to loosen her grip. During the violent struggle, the knife slipped out of Bradley's hand and fell onto the ground. In desperation, Bradley pulled Linda's hair with full force and flipped her onto the dirt. After that, he climbed on top of her and pushed her face deep into the mud, trying to kill her. But at the perfect moment, Linda managed to grab the knife lying nearby. He stabbed Bradley with a knife. When Linda wiped the mud from her eyes and looked again, Bradley had already disappeared. In reality, he was running toward the same poisonous area where Linda had always warned him never to go. Seeing this, Linda decided not to chase him and quietly returned back alone. Even after running a long distance, nothing bad happened to Bradley, but the moment he looked ahead, he became completely shocked. Between two massive rocks, he suddenly saw a luxurious villa standing there. At that moment, he realized this was not an abandoned island at all. It was actually someone's private island. Filled with new hope, Bradley quickly rushed toward the villa and started shouting for help, but nobody answered from inside. Then he noticed that the front door was already open. The moment he entered the house, Bradley quickly turned on the lights and started searching everywhere for anything useful. Suddenly, his eyes stopped at the refrigerator. When he opened it, he found many modern drinks neatly arranged inside. Completely exhausted and thirsty, Bradley quickly grabbed a bottle of water and started drinking it. But suddenly everything changed. Out of nowhere, Linda's voice started echoing through the speakers inside the villa. The moment Bradley heard her speaking, the entire truth slowly became clear to him. He realized that everything about the poisonous area had been a lie. Linda had invented the whole story only to keep him away from this place. Now, without any hesitation, Linda finally revealed the full truth herself. She explained that the boat she had seen earlier was actually a supply boat that arrived at the island every month. And through that boat, she had discovered the existence of this luxurious hidden villa. After discovering this place, Linda secretly learned the password for the door and later took complete control of the villa at the perfect opportunity. The real owner rarely visited the island, so every time Linda simply cleaned everything carefully and lived there peacefully without anyone suspecting a thing. According to her, everything had been going perfectly until Zuri suddenly arrived and ruined her entire plan. Because of the unexpected situation, Linda claimed she was forced to kill Zuri. Hearing this horrifying truth made Bradley completely terrified. Even after searching around in the darkness, he still could not find the control room where Linda was speaking from. But suddenly the situation changed because Linda herself finally arrived there while searching for him. In reality, she had already found a hunting rifle inside the villa earlier. The moment Bradley saw her holding the gun, he immediately dropped to his knees and begged for his life. He promised that he would never try to escape again and said he was ready to stay on the island forever with her. He even confessed that during all this time he had truly fallen in love with her. To convince Linda, he started reminding her about all the beautiful moments they had shared together on the island. But while listening to him, Linda suddenly felt that something was wrong. Then her eyes moved toward the mounted bull head behind him, and she noticed that one horn was missing from it. Then, seeing the opportunity, Bradley attacked Linda with his horn. In the very next second, Linda quickly grabbed a golf club nearby, while Bradley also picked up the rifle and aimed it at her. But the moment he pulled the trigger, nothing happened because the gun was empty. In reality, Linda had already planned everything in advance. Without wasting a second, she swung the golf club and started attacking Bradley again and again. The final hit was so powerful that Bradley died right there on the spot. After that, Linda cleaned the entire villa and presented herself as the only survivor left alive. Later, she turned the whole incident into a famous survival miracle story and became well known because of it. And with that, the story ended here. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to our channel to see more such videos. Thanks for watching.